next guests are three of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Please welcome back to the show for their 12th annual Thanksgiving Day appearance, Hillary, Larry, and Josh Myers, everybody. You guys, how are you?
I don't know. We're great.
Is that how you do it? Is this Axel's?
Yeah, that's how Axel says.
Yeah.
Axel fills up. We actually, Alexi and I talked afterwards, and we were looking at it, and there really is, everyone here is one of you. So Axel's definitely you, Dad. Axel showed it. The first time he was on the show, he was like, I was meant to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thinks Addie is you, Hurry.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody sees her, yep. And then, Pasha, you're just the one on the end trying to keep it all together.
Yeah, doing my best.
Great appreciation for all your roles. Did you enjoy watching your grandkids?
Yes, but I don't know. We've kind of become the B team now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12th. You think this might be your 12th and final year?
I think it's looking very iffy.
You're hearing footsteps from the
Yes,
nation's young.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
That's the next generation.
It is the next generation. But you got to spend, we had a wonderful multi-generational trip, as mentioned, with the kids. We all went to Pittsburgh, the three of you, me and my boys. Did you enjoy your time in Pittsburgh with all of us?
Oh, my gosh, it was one of the best.
The boys kept saying it was a boys' weekend, my kids.
But I was allowed why? What was the rule?
My boys said, do you remember what they said?
Yeah, it was an old girl can be a boy.
Yeah. They had run the numbers and they'd come up. I was very kind that they worked out an exemption for you to allow it to be a boys' weekend.
I know, yeah.
And Axel, to come to Pittsburgh, you have to come through a tunnel. You can't see the city at all. And as we got in through the tunnel, and there's the city right in front of you, and the stadium's over here. And Axel, who had never been there, looked around and saw these bridges and everything, and he said, "This is what I call Pittsburgh."
Yeah. Never been there before.
Never been there before. What's the name of that bridge?
There was another thing, which is there's a tradition in Steelers games where late in the game they play the Styx song Renegade, and all the Steelers fans wave their towels. And it was, for me, I was getting teared up watching you taught Axel how to do it. And Josh, you filmed from behind. And was that as good a moment for you as it was for me?
It was great because when they do it, the Jumbotron goes black, and this is how you know it's coming on. And if you know that song, it starts out real slow. Oh, mama, you know, like that.
You didn't know the next word.
No.
Yeah. And he seemed like 50-50 on Mama.
Well, she was sitting right there. And the people wave the towels very slowly, and then it breaks into the fast part of the song. And Axel had two towels, and he was waving them like his life.
Yeah. We actually have a video of it. It's like Axel, who is, of my three children, the most like a Muppet come to life. And there's a real Kermit energy as he almost immediately loses his balance. Let's take a look. He was okay.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be great at a single towel, but that he was.
Yeah, two helped him keep his balance.
Yeah.
You witnessed the moment the kids talked about.
Oh, when they fought. It was a great moment for Pittsburgh Steelers fans. It was an interception, return for a touchdown. Took a long time. It was about a 70-yard return. As soon as it was intercepted, you popped up.
Yeah.
And you were thrilled. And you were on your feet. And you could see Axel, was not great with these towels and just really whipped Ash right in the face with it, who had no hesitation before punching him in the face. And then Axel took his two hands and was pushing Ash's head into the seat as hard as he could. And all the while, Seth was getting more and more excited because this play's developing and it's going to be a touchdown for the Steelers. And when it ended, you turned with so much joy, and they were just both in tears. It was spectacular.
I want to ask as well, we recorded an episode of our podcast, Family Trips, which is always lovely to do. We do an episode with you guys every year. The family episode is now available to listen to. The boys actually came and joined us for the podcast as well.
They
Do you
did.
feel like it must be nice to have the boys on the podcast because unlike with Dad, you haven't heard all their stories.
It's very refreshing. Very refreshing.
I notice you roll your eyes less when they're talking.
That's right. That's right.
Another thing that was very special this year is Josh. We debuted on this show during the pandemic. You have a fantastic Gavin Newsom
Yeah.
impression, governor of California, and so it made sense you started doing it on Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel came out here, did shows in Brooklyn, and we were lucky enough to be on stage together. There's our friend Jimmy Kimmel, you as Gavin Newsom, me as myself, in far too similar an outfit, I'm realizing now.
Yeah.
Always check the art cards. You walked out that night, and people definitely, for a minute, thought you were the real Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. It
And-
was like that theater. He does a week of shows at BAM, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and it's a 3,000-seat house, and it's 3 layers. And I didn't know; I'd never been in that room.
Yeah.
And so when I went for rehearsal, I sort of had a gut check of like, oh, this is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
And I had to ride a lowrider city bike.
You came out in a city bike and rode around in a circle, and then jumped off, literally while it was moving, and walked out and delivered your first line. Now, Mom, be honest. Of your 2 boys, who would you have more confidence in riding a bike on stage?
Oh, Seth, you have no sense of balance.
Thank
it's
you.
not good.
Yeah. That's why almost my entire career has been sitting.
Remember in Bermuda when we tried to rent scooters?
I do, but I don't know if that. Did you clear this in the pre-interview?
We did not talk about it.
Do you want to tell people what happened when we tried to rent scooters?
Well, the problem was you couldn't maneuver it around the part. There's
They make you
laws.
drive it around the parking lot
They
once.
do, yeah. And it was in and in
Yeah.
and in. You said, "That's it. I'm
Yeah.
on the back of Poshi's."
Yeah.
Yeah, which was real fun. Real
Yeah.
cool.
We met a lot of hot ladies that trip. I should note this was obviously this was a long time ago. We were on vacation with our parents. I think we were 29 and 31.
And your helmet never really went down on your head. It sort
No.
of stayed.
I don't have headgear does not work well on me. We do have a clip real quick. Here is Josh as Gavin Newsom with Jimmy Kimmel at BAM.
LA and NYC, we're not so different, you guys. I mean, we both just want to be free to smoke weed while riding our electric scooters to a drag queen brunch.
Now, Mom, have you enjoyed watching Josh as Governor Gavin Newsom?
Very much so.
Yeah.
They're like doubles. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is I think Gavin Newsom could be the hope of the Democratic Party.
Okay, gotcha. And so
So-
what's your worry?
Well, the talk about drugs and things like that.
Whose drugs? Why is
She
this?
thinks my impression might give people the impression.
I see. You're worried that Josh is
Yes.
going to bump him off the ticket.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So if Josh takes his foot off the gas, we know you got to him.
yeah, I do have some influence on
You
him.
have influence on Josh?
Yes.
How, of the 3 of us, who do you have the most influence on?
Probably Josh.
Yeah.
How about the least?
How do you have the least influence on? Now, your Gavin Newsom impression maybe indirectly led to a new podcast you're doing.
Yeah, I started doing Newsom, and then there's Visit California is the California Board of Tourism. They have a podcast that I was a guest on, and I guess I did a fine job. And they were like, "Would you want to host this podcast?" So I've taken over as the host of California Now, which is truly. And it is just a podcast, but they were also like, we're going to do 3 episodes on the road in the first season. So the first one we did is on Route 66, which turns 100 years old next year. So to celebrate the centennial, we went out on the road, and a good friend of mine, Alex Gorosh, is a great director and is so good, and like had a drone and had all his gear, and he's just a great director, and I feel like it looks great, and it's a full-on travel show.
You've been doing some stuff with drones recently, right? some amateur drone operating?
Yeah.
How do you think you'd operate a drone?
Not well.
Just as an example, we were talking about, joking about that.
Oh, you don't like this? How do you think I felt when you brought up the Bermuda scooter?
She was talking about our mental acuity all day yesterday, and then we.
That's never a good sign if people talk about mental acuity all day.
We were. She'd made a point about her mental acuity, and then we had to get out of a Tesla, and she couldn't do it. The Uber driver had to come and let her out. So, mental acuity.
Now, we actually have a clip here. Where were you on this one? You're Volcano?
I'm in the Amboy Crater, which is
Okay.
in Amboy, California, which is a tiny town, population 0.
Okay.
I interview the owner of the town. It's got a famous sign at Roy's Motel and Cafe that's been in a lot of movies and music videos. And so right near there, a couple miles away, is this ancient 10,000-year-old volcano, and we got to hike on it.
Let's take a look real quick.
And it's just an otherworldly landscape, and it's really cool. Plus, you get to be on top of a volcano or inside of a volcano, which I had never done before just now, and I like it. I like it a lot.
I just cannot tell you how happy I am you're the one hosting this podcast. I mean, if they said you have two choices, on top of or outside of a volcano. You want to go to a volcano, Hurry?
No.
I feel
they
like...
erupt and then you can fall down into them.
Wow. And you say she has no mental acuity. She immediately came up with the two scariest things about volcanoes.
Yeah, sharp as a tack.
We have so much more to talk to you guys about. This is the Myers family. We'll be right back.